deserve it now. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I try to start just to win the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns. We're on top, they deserve it now. It's only worth it if you work for it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the All Elite Dirt Sheet. This might be the biggest episode that we ever had because we are live right now, right after AEW Revolution 2026, a fucking banger of a pay-per-view. I'm your host, Mike Dinero. I'm joined here by my co-host, TK in the building. What is up, bro?
Yo, dude, hell of a show. And I don't know what I'm more excited about. The 11 out of 10 we just watched or that 12 out of 10 right below me right there being with us, baby.
Most definitely. We got the OPC in the building, the ruler of the chat. What is up? We got my man, Ivan C, right after a very long watch along. So we appreciate you being here, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys for having me here. We're on the first episode here for me being here as a guest here for All Elite Dirt Sheet, man. I'm excited. I'm
First of many.
That's right.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we just witnessed a 6-hour marathon of a show, an amazing show. I am going to go out on a limb and just say right now, probably one of the greatest pay-per-views I ever seen ever. And I'm not just talking about AEW. I'm talking about ever in professional wrestling. Chef kiss of a show. You know, shout out to Brian Cook. I know he always watches too. Chef kiss of a show. We're about to get into it right now. I know there's a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. AEW Revolution Cryptocurrency Arena live in Los Angeles, California. Sold out crowd. That place looked packed. It was absolutely packed. Wow, we already got the chat popping too. What is up, everybody in the chat? We got 28 people in here. I see Justin. I see KPG. I see Henry. Yo, chat is popping right now. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Anyway, so let's get right into it. We're going to start with the 0 hour. We had a lot of matches in the 0 hour as well. First matchup was the Infantry versus Boom and Doom. Big Boom AJ in his, normal spot in the 0 hour. Oh, I don't know. I like Big Boom AJ. You know, I give Big Boom AJ 5 big booms every time I see Big Boom AJ. Every time I see the Rizzler and Big Justice. This was a good matchup. I was happy to see the Infantry also because, I've been liking their work in Ring of Honor. I also like their work with Shane Taylor and Shane Taylor Promotions. I thought this was fun. It's always a fun matchup when you have Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall. But yeah, not much to really say about it. Shout out to Wayne Brady who made an appearance. I was thinking about the Chappelle show and does Wayne Brady got a chokehold? But yeah. I enjoyed it. Ivan, what do you think about Big Boom AJ in his regular spot here in the 0 hour?
Hey, first of all, I didn't expect Justice to do that spear on Shane Taylor. That would have caught me off fucking guard.
That was more
wow. That was more of a core, but it was good to see that. Great opening. I gotta catch up with Ring of Honor, obviously, because that tall girl, wow, she is tall. Wow,
oh, yeah.
Who is her? So it's I said it during the watch party. I was like, man, QT Marshall lost a lot of weight. And you can tell that he is in shape.
Great shape, yeah.
Great shape. So Big Boom AJ, I'm surprised he did a Sky High. I was like, okay, doing Dino Brown Sky High, but okay, I see you. I know he was trying to do that Doomsday device. He was trying to get it as much as up possible, but thing happens. But it was a great opening show. I have to give it to them. So great opening.
Most definitely. TK?
Shoot, man, I give that. I got nothing to say about this match, but I give it 5 big booms, dude. Boom, 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 boom.
Love it. You know what? That match really made me want a double chug chocolate cookie. Maybe a chicken bake as well. Anyway, next up, we have our first of many title matches on the show. We have Lena Kross. This is the first time I actually got to see Lena Kross in the ring, by the way. I didn't get to see Collision yet. I will check out Collision, and we'll definitely talk about it probably on Wednesday. But Lena Kross going up against Willow Nightingale for the first of 2 matches between them. And this was a very impressive showing by Lena Kross. I like Lena Kross. I was pretty impressed. This is my first taste of her. I think she did really good. But as predicted, we talked about it on Wednesday. Willow Nightingale walks out of this matchup still your TBS champion. But after the matchup, we had a post-match beatdown between well, now they're calling themselves, was it Divine Dominion?
Yep,
Yes.
Divine Dominion.
Yeah. So Divine Dominion attacks Willow Nightingale. Harley Karen makes the save, setting up for the tag match later on in the night for the women's tag team champions. But like we predicted, like I said, Willow Nightingale is still your TBS champion. Ivan, what you think about this?
Not surprised. I mean, the story, like I said this earlier, that the story was everything changes course when Penelope got injured. So a lot of the course changed here, but they continued it with the story. Obviously, now with the addition of Lena Kross. So that's it. It didn't affect the TBS title to be defended in a pre-show, but they had to do. I think if anything, if Penelope did not get hurt, we would have seen the opposite of the card. Like it would have switched. It would have been the tag team titles on a pre-show and then the TBS in the main card. But at the end of the day, it didn't hurt. The story still continued with it, and then we just got to see what's going to be in the aftermath. So that's where I'm actually curious to know. So, but Lena Kross, like I said, I've been impressed with her. I've seen her stuff in the indies, so it's her and Megan are not they're familiar with each other. They were former, tag partners, so they know each other. So I'm excited to see, what's going to be next for the story. But, good to see Lena and Willow. So it was great storytelling. I can tell you that. Great story.
Yeah, most definitely. TK?
Oh, yeah, Poppy. I mean, the storytelling was fantastic. We talked about it last week on Wednesday. We'll go into it a little bit more when we get to the tag title match, but this match set up for the tag title match exactly how we anticipated that it would. The match itself was good, man. The after beatdown was good. I don't really know too much about Lena Kross yet. I need to see more of her work as she continues to go in AEW, but from what I've seen, I have absolutely no complaints. But what I want to know is, where does Tony Khan get these women from? You got Megan Bayne. You got Lena Kross now. You got Storm Denali over in Ring of Honor. And again, like Poppy said in the previous match, who the fuck was that tall woman? Like where is he manufacturing all of these monstrous women? And I don't mean monstrous like they're huge. I just mean like there was tall ass women, man. Like where's he getting these women from?
AEW is becoming the land of the giants, but for the women.
Yeah, I mean, we got to say, I mean, he does have scouters, and then you have Evo Uno, who has his comedy wrestling, mystery wrestling. He has his, and then you have QT Marshall School along with Cody. So they're out there still. Like even with Cody being in WWE, the relationship with him and Tony Khan is still like this. So it's not like there's hatred towards each other. They, it's a competitive company, but overall they're still friends. So I know that something around there possibly is where Tony Khan and everybody like Chris Hero works behind the stage, creative and everybody else. Like, hey, I think you should keep an eye on this, male or female, and then that's how he decides to probably bring them in. So which is a good thing. I think it's great that they're doing it that way. So, and even for the talent to even go, allowing the talents and his top stars still go work in the indies still and still deliver, and they also give a good word for them too. I think that could be the case as well. So I like it. I really like the environment that Tony Khan actually has built for the company. It gives them that leeway for them to get an understanding and and cherish the product. And I see that from the stars. I see that from the roster itself, the whole company. That's what I see. So I love what Tony Khan's doing right now.
I'm with you.
Yep. I see Steve-O also says here he's waiting for Bozilla to be all elite. We've seen Bozilla too. That's another big female I can see in joining the ranks pretty soon. Mm-hmm. But yeah, gosh, the women's division right now is on fire. We have 4 women's matches on this show. So everyone who's saying there's not enough women wrestling in AEW, let's stop fucking around, But let's get into the main event of the 0 hour, which bled into the opening of the main show. We had the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal for the national champion, Ricochet putting his title on the line. And here we've seen a lot of interweaving of stories that was playing out throughout the last couple weeks on Dynamite and Collision. We had people from the Don Callis family. We had representatives of the Ops, where we also had Anthony Bowens, who was trying to impress Hook in the matchup. We had Daniel Garcia from the Death Riders. A lot of cool stories here. We got Jack Perry in the ring. We had Tommaso Ciampa. A lot of really cool stories that were being interweaved in one battle royal. Something that you don't see in wrestling too much is stories being told within a battle royal. Usually it's everyone in the ring at the same time, and you just see punches, kicks, and people getting thrown over. This was a little different. This kind of reminded me of TNA's reverse battle royal, where everyone started on the outside first and worked their way into the matchup. And we were seeing some crazy spots from people like AR Fox and Commander, who did that insane tight walk over the top and did a crazy plancha, taking out the whole field of people on the outside. It was really cool. I enjoyed this. Like I said, they find a way to make battle royals fun and different. And I also thought it was unique that it bled into the opening of the main show, because when we got to the main show, we were down to the final two, Ricochet and Jack Perry, which was really awesome to see Jack Perry become the national champion. I think we predicted it that, it was going to come down to Ricochet and Jack Perry. I think that I might have said, I'm trying to remember, it's been a long night. I might have said that, I think there's a good chance that Jack Perry walks out national champion. Really cool that he got to do it in front of his mom and his sister inside of Los Angeles' former Staples Center, the cryptocurrency arena, which is a horrible name for an arena. It's the Staples Center to me. It's the Staples Center to me.
Yes.
But I really did enjoy this. I like how they have these pre-show matches bleed into the pay-per-view. So it's like, if you're really intrigued and you want to see the end of it, you got to watch the pay-per-view. Really cool. Shout out to Jack Perry, your new national champion. TK, what do you think about this?
Yo, I loved it, dude. I loved each and every bit of it. And what I also love is all you guys tuning in right now. Greatly appreciate it. There's so many of you guys over on X right now watching. Swing on over to YouTube, man. Circle of Debate on YouTube. Come on over, like this video, subscribe to the channel. We are live 7 days a week. Watch alongs, the works, all right? So get on over from Twitter, subscribe. We appreciate each and every one of you. But, bro, we said it on Wednesday, right? It's going to come down to Ricochet and Jack Perry. I said Ricochet was going to win the match because he's too hot with the title. However, come Saturday night, when I heard the Jack Perry promo, hometown, in front of the crowd, SummerSlam 2009 with Daddy, I said, no, Jack's winning this belt, dude. And I love how, first of all, the Battle Royal itself is very interesting, as you mentioned. It was all over the place. I asked Ivan when we were doing the watch along, I go, do they do like normal battle royals? Because this is kind of fucking crazy to me. Like there's 18 guys outside the ring. There's 3 guys in the ring. That's not a battle royal. It's a fucking circus. And I'm not complaining about it. It was just different. I did enjoy it. I want to see the Bang Bang Gang take on LFI in a trios match coming off of that, because they were just all over each other the whole show. And I loved that, or the whole match. And I loved it. But dude, I love it. And this is like the 4th time they've done it now, where they started a match on the pre-show, bleeds over to the main show to start it. Letting Jack get that title on the main show in front of his home crowd. Beautiful, dude. Good shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely. You know who else is beautiful? My man Dylan in the chat. World Elite Podcast. What is up? Thank you so much for being here. Ivan, what did you think about Jack Perry winning the national champion?
There's nothing much I can add more than what Bobby just said. TK, like it's what it is given, and I'm happy. I got to see that, and it was just awesome. Like the Battle Royal, like I said it earlier. I said, like, I like that they're so different when it comes to Battle Royals. They're not a traditional Battle Royal. I like it since day one when they were doing it in Daddy's place. During the pandemic, doing it that way, and how he's been doing it to this day. I like it. I don't see nothing wrong with it, to be honest. I like it's a different style, and the fact that you have to throw over your opponent, and that's what I actually enjoyed. But congrats to Jack Perry. He deserved to win it. And I'm just seeing what's going to be next. So I'm just curious to know now that Luchasaurus is back too. Now I can't wait to see what will happen on Dynamite. So I'm actually looking, the aftermath is what I'm looking forward to, honestly. But
good call, Poppy, because I forgot about the introduction, dude. The introduction with Luchasaurus, that entrance was fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, you remember the scapegoat bust? I think they gave it a little bit of a
Yep.
Yeah.
Good call, Dinero. Good call.
Yes. So let's get into the actual opener of the pay-per-view. The first matchup officially on the pay-per-view, which was for the AEW Tag Team AEW Championship titles. It was FTR versus the Young Bucks. I didn't expect this matchup to be number 1 in the first matchup on the show. I thought maybe Moxley might have been, but you know what? I'm not mad at this. This was a really cool opener to the pay-per-view. Really cool entrance from the Young Bucks, having their kids come out with them. That was a nice little entrance, feel-good moment. But, the feel-good moment was done with that, because this was a brutal match from the start. FTR and the Young Bucks were beating the holy hell out of each other. There was blood in this matchup pretty quickly into the match, with Nick Jackson and Dax Hardwood getting busted open pretty badly. And, gosh, man, some of the spots in this matchup. When I think of Revolution and tag matches, I always go back to the Young Bucks versus Hangman and Kenny Omega from the first Revolution. And I got to say, I think that this matchup topped that. And that was, for a long time, my favorite tag team matchup. This was an excellent matchup. some of the things that people were kicking out of in this, the Shatter Machine Nick Jackson kicked out of, the Spike Pile Driver Nick Jackson kicked out of. You had the big TK Driver and the EVP trigger that you had Dax kick out of. This was just an insane matchup. In the end, though, we have a super Shatter Machine from the top rope. FTR is still your tag team champions. Before we get into what happened afterwards, I want to know what you think about this, Ivan.
You know what? Great opening. And I know a lot of people in the chat. I know probably in the IWC are going to comment, but why are there so many kickouts? Why were they? Look, there's a reason why they're doing this, because they're in the way how they're telling the story in the ring. And one thing that they're identifying of that is revolution. So think about that word itself. You're revolutionized to fight for your revolution to win. So for those kickouts are meant for that to happen on a pay-per-view. And that goes besides that match of the rest of the matches. But that's what it identifies it for. Revolution. And it was amazing. I thought the Bucks were gonna take it. I'm like, okay, I think they're gonna take it. They're even though they're from Rancho Cucamonga, they're not from Los Angeles. But there's still a city, Rancho Cucamonga. But it's it didn't happen. But it was a great match, great opening. I'm glad that actually was open the show. It needed to open the show, and I'm glad that one did, because they really delivered for opening show. Like, great, man. They're reviving that tag team that we need to see, and that's what's been missing as of late is a tag team division that up to par. And I think we're going to start seeing it, and I'm hoping that we do. As we were seeing it in the beginning. But unfortunately, Jake Doyle got hurt. I would have loved to see him and Mark Davis, but it's unfortunately I had to switch it off. But we're going to get something for sure throughout the future, and hopefully for the tag team division. But great opening. I really enjoyed it.
Most definitely. TK?
Man, I don't know what's there really to say that you guys haven't said. To me, I think this was their fourth. I know it said FTR vs Young Bucks 5 on the screen. I don't remember 4 matches previous, but my memory is also shoddy at times. Of all the matches that I can remember that they threw down at. And I remember I told you, Dinero, I think it said 2 weeks ago, I said the match I'm most looking forward to on this show, believe it or not, is FTR and the Young Bucks, dude. And we got the littlest Bucks with each one of their kids and their niece and nephew out there, which I thought was just the cutest thing in the world to start the show. I really did. I thought that was adorable, dude. And I just want to throw out a fact. I've said this a bunch, but I cannot fucking believe this guy right here hated the Young Bucks more than any wrestler in the world. I know they're 2 wrestlers, I get it, but I hated them more than any singular wrestler in the world, the both of them, in this whole match. And listen, we do our prediction sheets and all that shit. Bakley had the Young Bucks, I had FTR. I didn't give a shit. I was sitting there rooting my ass off for the Young Bucks in that match, dude. I wanted them to win. I cannot believe what have they done over the last year to get like this, dude. Like, man, they are so fun again. And I never liked them. I never liked the Young Bucks. I never did. Dude, I love these guys. I would get a shirt. I'd rock a shirt. I'd do some tassels. I love these guys.
Give TK some tassels for the next event.
Man, loved it. It was great. It just and the blood to start the match though was perfect, because you never would have thought you'd get that from Dax. Always bleeding, but a Buck to be bleeding like that to start the show, loved it, dude.
Yeah, most definitely. And it needed that. You needed to bring that intensity. The FTR attacked their family. Like, come on. This couldn't be a regular tag match. And a lot of people were upset that we were going back to FTR and the Young Bucks. I got to say, out of all the matches that they had, this might be the best one. And it felt fresh. Even if it's the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th time, it felt fresh and it was a great matchup. But what happened after the matchup was fucking phenomenal. Wait, what the fuck's going on with my computer? It was fucking phenomenal, because lights go out, just like my computer just did. Lights go out, and then we see Evenge on the screen, and I was like, what the fuck is Evenge? Is this a new wrestler coming now? And then we saw the rated R, and I was like, oh shit. TK called this shit on Wednesday. Adam Copeland comes out. He's on the, by the way, Adam Copeland looks fucking phenomenal, right? He looks like he's jacked again. And then while he's on the entranceway, we get Christian Cage from behind. Christian Cage takes out FTR. Copeland comes in. They take out FTR. And they have to stare down with the Young Bucks. I know we talked about it on Wednesday. Also, can we see a triple threat between the Young Bucks, FTR, Cope, and Cage at Dynasty? I was about to say, Steve-O bringing up a possible TLC matchup. This has me so excited. Adding more depth to that tag team division with the return of Cope and Cage. What did you guys think about this? Anyone? Ivan.
Go right ahead, Poppy. Go right ahead, brother.
I mean, called it. I mean, it was bound to happen either way. Whichever the finish was going to end, it was going to end up them returning, and they did it the right time. And what's shitty? You know what's funny is that a couple years back, Adam Copeland made his debut at a Revolution. I think it was Revolution or Full Gear. I remember. I think it was Full Gear. I don't remember, but I think
it was actually World's End. It was that Copeland. It was that Christian and Darby match, right? At World's End.
I believe so. A World's End or Full Gear. I think one of those. But
Wrestle Dream. It was probably Wrestle Dream, actually. I think it was Wrestle Dream. It was one of the 10 pay-per-views. But
I'm not surprised that they were going to return, and I liked it. And like how Steven said on if we get that, I don't mind it. And keep in mind that the next pay-per-view Dynasty is there in Vancouver. So what better way to start, the feud from there? Yes, we did see the staring eye between the Bucks and Adam and Christian, but we might get our dream match, but it'll be a three-way because FTR is trying to represent what's the old school fashion type of style tag team. Bucks are more like they were the revolutionary tag team when they began, and Cal Copeland and Christian, they were the attitude era of that. So we're gonna get the three mixtures together in Vancouver. Now is to see how they're gonna tell the story heading into Dynasty. That's what I'm actually looking forward to see how they're gonna do it.
Most definitely. TK.
Mm-hmm. Everything Ivan said. The only thing I will add onto that is, I want the triple threat match in a real bad way. I really do. I don't know where the Young Bucks fit in. It's not like I don't think FTR cheated to win that match. At least it was a long night. I think that FTR won that match clean. So I don't know where the Young Bucks penciled themselves back in. However, they're the Young Bucks, and to me, Young Bucks, Edge and Christian, FTR are probably 3 of the top 10 teams of all time. Dude, put them in a ladder match. Put them in the ring. I don't give a shit, man. Let's fucking rendezvous. Edge and Cope and Christian need to walk out with those tag titles. So I saw Steven say the Young Bucks there. Cope and Christian need to have a run with the AEW Tag Championships before they retire. I think that was the whole point of Cope going to AEW is for them to have those tag titles. So whether it's a ladder match or just a triangle match between the 3 teams, I can't fucking wait for it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I think that's going to be a banger. And if it's happening at Dynasty, then sign me up. Dynasty looks already stacked. If you add that, that's going to be crazy. Next up, we have the second of 4 women's matches on this card. Toni Storm versus Marina Shafir. This is a feud that's been building up since the tag team tournament that AEW did for the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. It's been building up on the side, but it started to go to a boiling point, and we have it here on the pay-per-view. This was a nice back-and-forth match, and something that I really wrote down here was Marina Shafir has grown on me a lot. She has gotten so much better in the ring. I remember seeing her in NXT when she was a part of that tag team with Jessamine Duke, and I was like, yo, Marina Shafir is not it. And even when she first joined AEW, I'm like, yo, there's a lot to be learned here. But since joining the Death Riders and really learning under the learning tree of Moxley and Claudio and Pac, Marina has gotten so much better, and she really did show out tonight. Great matchup with Toni Storm. Toni Storm wins with a bite to the tit, and then, really going for that mother's milk, and then with the headbutt and then the roll-up, 1, 2, 3. Really fun matchup. The story's coming afterwards. Just like many of these matches, there's surprises and stories afterwards. Toni Storm goes up the ramp, and then out of nowhere, I looked away for a second. This is why this whole show, you couldn't even take a break. You couldn't take a second, because I looked away for a second. All of a sudden, Ronda Rousey's in the ring, and I'm like, oh, shit. Ronda Rousey's telling Toni Storm to get back in the ring. Security comes bum rushing. Then you got Marina Shafir taking a cheap shot onto Toni Storm. Ronda Rousey and Marina Shafir walk off together. They're the former 4 horsewomen of MMA, and this was just insane. Does this mean Ronda Rousey's in the Death Riders? What's this for? If Ronda Rousey and Marina Shafir, are they going to go for the tag team champions? And Ronda Rousey versus Toni Storm? Sign me up. I was very excited with this. CK, what did you think?
I thought the match served its purpose. It didn't need to be a 20-minute match like every other match was going to be on the show. Quick, hard-hitting, to the physical, to the point. I think at one point Toni hit her with, I forget her pile driver's finisher, but Marina kicked out, and I was just like, what the fuck? Damn, okay. All right, Marina, I see you. I mean, Marina's sitting smiling in the corner as Toni's throwing her big ass in her face. Like, I loved it, dude. I thought the match itself was awesome. Toni was the right winner for sure. You got to keep her momentum going. She's the number 1 woman in that company by far and away. She always will be. Dude, I never knew that I wanted Ronda Rousey and Toni Storm. I never knew. I never knew I wanted Ronda Rousey back in wrestling. I thought it was over her. But man, Ronda Rousey and Toni Storm face to face. I don't know what's going to happen. You got that MMA match that she's going to be scripted to win on Netflix with Jake Paul or whatever the fuck they're doing there with Gina Carano. So I don't know. That's only thing that has me skeptical here. I don't want Ronda Rousey and Toni Storm going one-on-one and Ronda Rousey going over like that. To me, that would suck. I guess if she is all elite and they're going to push her, then maybe that's not a bad way to go. But I can't see her being a full-time all elite wrestler. MJF was just tweeted yesterday that all the cancers are out of the locker room, and then she's in the locker room the next day. I don't know. It just doesn't add up to me. So it was exciting in the moment. Let it be a one-off match with Tony and she's gone or something. I don't need to see Rousey every week on TV.
I hear you. Ivan?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Bucky. I agree with Tick. It's just, I don't want her to be a full-time. If she's only here just to really promote her fight, and if she's going to compete on a pay-per-view of AEW, one time only, okay, that's fine. For her to be signed fully, which we don't know, we'll find out as the post-media scrum is happening as we speak. Tony Khan is obviously the last one to speak, so we're just waiting for that to see what's going to be the more details of Ronda Rousey's status. But I feel the way how it looks, it's just going to be of a one-time thing. And then, because she lives in LA as well. She lives in LA. So she's not that far. It ain't the first time she's done it before. She did it when it was 2 years back when I went to the vet. She was filming for, I think it was for Rampage. For Rampage, she was filming for. And for Ring of Honor. So that's what she did. So I'm not surprised that they, hey, you're more than welcome. And cool. I would like to see Shayna Baszler, actually, but we know that Shayna is working with WWE. I don't know. I think they're trying to get her to be a producer, be an agent, because she's been doing an interim role for them. So I was expecting, are we going to get a 4 Horsewomen reunion here from the former UFC? You know, are we going to see them reunite here in AEW? You know, we had Marina and we have Ronda. Could we get Shayna? Could we get Jessica Manduke? We don't know. So it's just, I wasn't too excited. I was just like, whoa, what is she doing here? But I'm just, we'll see. So I'm not getting my hopes up, but I agree with him. I'd rather have her be like a one-time or a part-time here and there, not be a full-time, because it will kind of affect the locker room, in my opinion. Because
the thing with that is, even if it's not the locker room thing, for me, she's a special attraction. Like, she's like Brock Lesnar. Like, that's why, I mean, I'm not going to beat the dead horse about Ronda Rousey, but she got watered down in WWE because she shouldn't have been there wrestling the likes of Nikki Bella and putting her over.
She was overexposed. Yeah.
Way overexposed. So if she just does once a quarter in AEW, once every 2 months, dude, I am a Ronda Rousey fan. What I just said didn't make me come off as a Ronda Rousey fan. My friends will tell you, streets will tell you, I'm probably the biggest Ronda Rousey fan of our conglomerative. However, I don't need to see her every day on TV. That's
yeah. That's the only thing too, that I'm saying the same thing. I just like, it's not that I'm not a fan of her. Like, I like her work. I blame the booking, obviously, how they booked her in the E, and the way how they pretty much put her out there and on television. They didn't help her. So even her, burning the bridges with them, she doesn't give a shit about them. She burned recently bridges with Dana White, and UFC the same thing. So it's not surprising. For me, it's just like, I gotta just wait to see what she's gonna deliver for All Elite, if she's gonna deliver something. But I hope it's part-time. I don't think it should be full-time. So
I definitely agree with that too. Like, she's someone who could quickly get overexposed. So I think that, the less we see, the better. I think she works more in like short little doses and then goes off for a little bit and then comes back, has a big feud, some big promos, and then goes off again. So yeah, I'm just excited to see where they go with this. But something I was really excited for was the AEW Continental Championship match. No time limit. Jon Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita. Now, coming out of this show, a lot of people are saying already that this was their match of the night. This was an absolute banger. And I'm glad that because there was no time limit, that they didn't go overboard, go over an hour, go, 45 minutes. I'm glad that they kept it to I think it was around 27 minutes long, but they packed it with so much action. And there was so many moments in that matchup where I thought for sure this is where Takeshita walks away with the title. And at the end, after so many near falls, after so many crazy spots, after so many, another match with blood, Takeshita was busted open. In the end, Jon Moxley wins clean. He is still your Continental Champion. This was a phenomenal matchup. Another match which just blew me away. TK, you gotta tell me, what do you think about this match?
Dude, it was incredible. It was a 5-star, 6-star match. Whatever. It's going to be a 5-star match. There's going to be like five-star matches when Meltzer's all said and done with this show. To me, it was a 5-star match. I like watching wrestling through the eyes of my kid, and he was just. And this wasn't like it wasn't anything flashy. It wasn't flips, kicks. It was just a fucking wrestling match, dude. And he's 5, and he's just sitting there like, wow. He's like, this is awesome. Wow. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. This is awesome. And after the match, he goes, Jon Moxley is my favorite wrestler. And I said, I get it, dude. I really get it, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was just, it's so back and forth. It was, again, it wasn't flashy. It was just wrestling, man. It was just hardcore, hard-nosed, beating the shit out of each other wrestling. And it was awesome, man. I love that match, dude.
Hell yeah. Ivan?
Same. I mean, there's nothing much we could say. I mean, Konosuke already is proving to see what he was. He should be the wrestler. He should have been the wrestler of the year last year. That's what he should have been.
Oh, we all know who he actually was the wrestler of the year.
Yeah,
God,
he was
the
wrestler of the year.
Was insane.
What he's done for the company and for what he's done for Noah, what he's done for New Japan, that's how you know that Tanahashi relies on, this guy's going to be a future. And for them to be a former IWGP World Champion. He has done it at Noah too. And Kenny Omega saw something in this man, and he made the right call for bringing him. And be like, hey, you know what? Come over here. And you're going to have a bright future. And look at him now. It's like, regardless with no belt or not, that man is at that level where we're going to be expecting him to be a future world champion. I would say maybe, if not by the end of this year, probably the following year. But it's just, I'm excited for Konosuke's career. This loss didn't hurt him. If anything, it gave him more momentum that he needed more than what he already has. Because I feel like the more exposure he gets with the North American audience, the more they're going to love him to be like their next Okada for them here. And that's really the point that I feel that Tony Khan can make should try to deliver is make your Konosuke your next Okada for AEW, not just only for New Japan and for Noah, but you need an international star like him to be your next Okada for AEW. So I'm excited. He's there, but he's going to get there more further by the end of the year next year. So kudos to him and Moxley as well. You know, Moxley loves what he's doing. I said this before. Moxley's going to become, once he hands those boots, he's going to be right next to Tony Khan in creative, and he's going to be helping that company to take it to the moon where it needs to be the next company. Yes, for the next 10 years. Because that man has a mindset of how to deliver to in-ring psychology, how to tell a story in the ring, besides the outside promos. That man is going to be, he's your Pat Patterson, basically, for AEW. That's how I would label Moxley. Pat Patterson as well, you know, I said it before, man. Patterson, whatever, I don't care. That's his personal life, doesn't matter to me. For me, what he had for the business, a man created a lot of great shit. And I feel that Moxley's going to do the same thing. So don't be surprised if you see Moxley next to Tony Khan on those media scrums of, hey, this is what's been going on. So can't wait.
No, yeah, I like that a lot. Something that Tony Schiavone said on commentary after the matchup was Konosuke Takeshita is even more famous after this matchup in a loss. And that's something that's really big because, like, I look at someone like, even though this is like comparing like apples to oranges, but I look at someone like Tommy Dreamer back in the day in ECW. And Tommy Dreamer barely ever won. He lost all the time. But every time he lost, it made him a bigger star because you fell more in love with him and his style. I see that in Takeshita. He did not need to win this matchup, but even in a loss, people fell in love with him even more. And I think that, like you said, you know, Kenny bringing him over and then him going full-time with AEW and like moving to the States and being here full-time definitely is raising his star power. But after the matchup, once again, we have another big surprise, right? So video package plays, and we see a really cool package. It was paying homage a little bit to Dragon Ball Z. I know you guys don't watch Dragon Ball Z, but I'll tell you a little bit about the Scout Division, right? It reminded me of Goku in the hyperbolic time chamber. It reminded me of him, you know, getting all ready for his battle with Frieza and Namek. I'm geeking out right now, but it was a really cool video of Will Ospreay looking like he was being recreated and ready to come back to wrestling. And I thought that was it. I thought we were just going to see a video package that remind you Will Ospreay's here. He's coming for Mox because the Death Riders took him out. And that was it. But it wasn't it. Because we go back to the arena and then all of a sudden we have Will Ospreay make his return. And I did not expect him to return on this show. I didn't think he was ready to return. But not only did he return, he looks like a fucking monster. He looks ready to go.
Oh my God.
He looks like jacked. Bro, he comes out. First thing he does, hidden blade onto Jon Moxley, hits a crazy spiral, whatever, dive onto the rest of the Death Riders, and he's making it known he wants Jon Moxley. He doesn't care if Jon Moxley turned a new leaf or if Jon Moxley's a babyface now. He's the guy who put him out. He wants Jon Moxley's ass, and I am so excited for this. Will Ospreay being back in AEW adds another huge name to this roster that is already stacked. That main event scene is already stacked. It just got even better by bringing back the Billy Goat. I'm so excited for this. Ivan, I saw your reaction when he came out. What did you think about this, man?
Man, you know me, I was going nutty because I was so happy. Like, people knows that I love that man so dearly. I'm going to say this again. If he ever wins the AEW World Championship, I am going to cry because that man deserves it.
Hell yeah.
What he's gone through for his personal life, man has autism, for God's sakes. For him to wrestle the way he has, that mind, it's amazing. And it's just, man, the story, his life, his personal life really gets to me. That's why, like, I would literally cry, like, if he literally wins that championship. I see this happening in Dynasty. I think it's going to happen now, but I think probably starting this week, one by one, he's going to go through one of those Bullet Club members. And, of course, the second to last will be Claudio, because that's Moxley's right-hand man. And then we're going to get Moxley and Will Ospreay Dynasty. I don't be surprised if that happens, to be honest. Yes, even though it's quick, but hey, this is how you said earlier. You took me out, now I'm taking your members out one by one, and he's gonna start doing that maybe this week or the following week. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yo, you just got me excited for Ospreay versus Claudio. Even like, God, that's gonna be a fucking fire, man.
Yes.
TK?
Oh, it was great, dude. The return was awesome. I loved how they went to the lab. I had no idea about anything that you just said or what any of it meant, but I'd imagine when I was spitting fantasy football at you, you'd be thinking the same thing. So
100%.
So I had no idea what you talked about, but I did like the concept of, like, I thought it was like Frankenstein scientists back in the lab or whatever, putting them back together. I thought it was really cool. I guess just kind of piggybacking off what Ivan said, I agree with everything he said. I guess I'm just confused. I mean, I know Tony Khan doesn't give a shit. He'll go face versus face, heel versus heel. It does not matter. But yo, I mean, Moxley's fucking changed, dude. So like, I get he stepped on his neck a couple, like 6 months ago. I understand it. I get it. But like, I also don't understand, because I'm fairly certain it's going to be Ospreay and MJF at All In. And this is a conversation for another day. But I don't know what we're going to do with Ospreay and Mox getting to Ospreay. Is Ospreay going to win this belt? Are we going to go title for title at All In? I mean, maybe. And then Ospreay's going to have to win the All In Heart to get there. So is Ospreay going to be walking in with those two belts? Like, I don't know. I'm really excited to see where it goes, though. Steven said in the chat, slowly building Mox getting booted from the Death Riders. Dude, I felt some weird sort of way when the three of them were just standing on the outside and we didn't see any Claudio earlier. I was like, and then the lights popped and I go, oh shit. Is Claudio going to be there, like surrounding him, kind of like when they did to Brian? I was like, is this like the time that it's going to happen? I don't know. I'm curious. I'm very, very curious as to what's going to happen. I'm excited, man.
Claudio's in Mexico right now too. He's in Mexico. So he's defending the CML championship against Ultimo Guerrero. So that's why he's out there.
Nice.
But I did think the same thing though with Tim, because when Mox put out the handshake for Takeshita, you saw like there was some snickering. You saw what's called Daniel Garcia talking to Pac, and he gave a look like, what's he doing in there? So I think that it is going to come. It's a slow build, but it is going to come. But yeah, it was at this point of the show, you know, TK, you text me. I even wrote it down here. This so far was the best start of an AEW pay-per-view ever. And it just started to continue to build momentum from here, because it kept on getting good. Next match, we have another title matchup. It was for the AEW Women's Tag Team titles. The Babes of Wrath versus Lena Kross and Mega Bayne, Divine Dominion. This is the second matchup between Lena Kross and Willow Nightingale. And I think this was exactly what it needed to be. It was short. Divine Dominion absolutely just decimated Willow and Harley Cameron. There's not much to say about it. We have new tag team champions. I'm just happy that Megan Bayne finally has gold around her waist, because I think she deserved it when they were going. I thought they were going to win when it was her and Penelope going against the Basil Wrath a couple weeks ago. We talked about that. They probably were going to win, and then we had the audible called. But I'm just glad to see Megan Bayne with gold in AEW. Like I said, this matchup served its purpose. It was short. It was sweet. They absolutely got mauled, and we have new tag champions. And it's leading to something in the long run, which, like we talked about on Wednesday, we definitely do think is going to lead to something between Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. But TK, what do you think about this?
It's perfect, dude. I literally, like, we wrote it on Wednesday for him, and I mean, he clearly wrote it a while back, right, before we even talked about it. So he knew what he was doing. It was perfect. You set the match up on the pre-show. Oh, why the fuck are they doing 2 matches? Because, man, you set the match up on the pre-show. She gets her ass beat after the match. She's wounded going into the match. Harley tried to tag her like 5 times. She wasn't there fucking for her. And then who took the pin? A beat-up ass Willow, costing Harley her belt. Cannot wait to see Harley go fucking batshit psycho, turn heel, bring out some crazy puppets, and go after Willow, dude. Cannot wait. And Megan Bayne,
Crazy puppets.
2 months ago, I begged. I said, can you fucking please put a title on Megan Bayne and a title on Thekla? Do not care which one it is. Megan Bayne could be world champ. Megan Bayne could be the fucking TBS champion. They could be tag champs together. I don't give a shit. Belts need to be on those 2 women. They are both gold. And now look at them. World champion, tag team champion. Great job, Tony Khan, developing fucking women.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Ivan?
Absolutely. I mean, there's something more I could add on. Like I said earlier, this was a storytelling that it was meant for Penelope. It was meant for Megan to actually win the TBS title. Like I said, if Penelope didn't get hurt, it would have been Lena Kross, Penelope winning the tag team titles in the 0 hour, and Megan Bayne winning the TBS title here tonight. But it didn't happen because of the situation what happened with Penelope, the injury. So, it backtracked the story. But then again, the story can still continue that direction, because obviously they can make, once Penelope's healed, they can make it a Freebird rule style. She could just have the title, then it'll make Megan Bayne after for the TBS title, and then this time Megan Bayne will actually win it, and then this time we'll see them conquering those belts. Divided dominion, they could go ahead and do it, which I'm not mad about it. I think if anything, we need an attraction and heel style that way for the women's to kind of step up and going after those titles, especially the TBS title, because we haven't, we've seen, I'm not discrediting Willow's, title defense, she's done it, but there hasn't been much as of late for it, because the stories that Tony Khan has right now, overall, I know it's hard, but there's going to be times that you're going to have to put that either on Dynamite or on a Collision and kind of bring that prestige back to that TBS title where it was before. And so what better way to put it on Megan Bayne? What better way to have Penelope hold that tag team title with Lena Kross? And there you go. And then start from there. Who's going to be the one next in line from there? So I would love to see that. But I mean, we'll just have to wait to see this week how the aftermath. Like I said, that's where I got to see where this is going to go. But other than that, I mean, it was expected. Short and sweet, how you said.
Yeah, I love this comment right here. Megan and Lena hold the titles until All In to go against the Brawling Birds. Yeah,
I like that.
That sounds like a great plan.
That's a good plan right there.
Steven, there you go, buddy.
Steven's just dropping so much gold over here in the comments. It's insane right now.
So good. So good.
Next matchup, we have Swerve Strickland versus Brody King.
Yeah, man. That Swerve Strickland and Brody King match, fire match, dude. Fire match, dude. The battle of the most dangerous man in the company, dude. And Swerve, Poppy, I don't know about you, but Swerve, since this heel turn, I know he came back jacked as fuck, but man, dude, is he jacked as fuck, man. What you think, Dinero?
Yeah, I'm so sorry about my fucking Wi-Fi just cut out for a second. But yeah, man, it was a violent matchup between 2 guys who didn't need to bring out weapons. They didn't need to bring out, all the crazy shit that we saw later on in the night. These were just 2 guys who were just fighting each other and beating the hell out of each other. And it was violent as hell. Some of the innovative action that we saw, like the back body drop onto the steel steps. We saw the, the black hole slam onto the concrete from Brody King onto Swerve. Just crazy spots here that any mortal man would have had a broken back afterwards. I said in the watch along, I was like, yo, I just had a concussion and my concussion is acting up just watching this matchup because this is PTSD at its finest. Crazy matchup. the right guy went over. Swerve went over. It was a really good matchup. But just like Takeshita, I got to say, I think that Brody King's stock was raised even higher by losing because he lost to someone who was a former world champion, a huge star, one of the biggest stars in the company in Swerve. And not only that, but he kicked Swerve's ass for a lot of that matchup. So it was not like he just got, mauled by Swerve. So just like Takeshita, Brody King's stock rises even higher in AEW. Another really phenomenal matchup. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I enjoyed it. It's like I was saying in the chat. You heard me and Redeemer and Notorious. I was chanting PWG, because that was going to be a PWG style match, and it was delivered, and I wasn't surprised. And like how you said, it's not affecting Brody King at all. If anything, it just helped him. It elevated that man. That man has been doing so great now that he's been solo by himself, and even with the time with him and Bandido as a tag team, I enjoyed that faction. I still enjoy it. So it's good to see Brody King finally getting noticed. And what better way to be noticed? Both of these guys are LA natives. They're familiar with the LA area. Brody King lives in LA, so there you go. I'm happy for both. So it didn't hurt Brody at all for him to lose. If anything, the crowd is now being more supportive. Hopefully we get a future TNT championship for him. I hope we get it. I wouldn't mind seeing Brody King holding a singles belt. I think it's that time. He deserves it. The man deserves it. He paid his dues, and he's paying his dues as we speak. I think if I were you, Tony Khan, start looking at that and look at that direction. Make it happen, and hopefully by World's End, or if not by or Double or Nothing, make it happen. So for at least for Brody King to have a TNT championship, title ring, I wouldn't mind seeing that. So I think he deserves it.
Yeah, most definitely. When my thing cut out, TK, did you give your thoughts on the matchup or?
No, I'll give it really quick. I think what Poppy just said is fucking spot on. A Brody King and Kyle Fletcher match, and Kyle Fletcher just might be the best wrestler in the world already. I can't, dude. This guy just does things to me. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but man, Brody and Fletcher, you fucking talk about a barn burner in May at Double or Nothing, dude. Sign me up. The match was great. The match was physical. The match was everything that we thought it would be. The right guy won the match. I don't know what's that move's called that Swerve's been doing to people lately, but man, when he did that to Brody on the floor where he picks his big ass up and puts him on his back, same thing.
That vertebraker?
The vertebraker. Bro,
Nasty.
On the cement? Come on, man. Dude, the match was great, man. I don't even beat the dead horse. Swerve getting the win was the right choice because Swerve needs to keep going up. But if you look at Brody King, last year at this time, he got the Continental Championship match against Okada at the same show. Fantastic. Again, in loss, he shined. Gets a great tag title run as Bandido with Bandido. And now, as you just said, Poppy, I'm very confident that this man will be a singles champion in the next 3 to 4 months in this company. So great fucking work by Brody King elevating himself up that card.
Yeah, most definitely. After the matchup, Swerve continued the beatdown. He pulls out a cinder block. And before he could use the cinder block, we got the return of Kenny Omega, who we haven't seen in AEW since Swerve took out Kenny Omega a couple weeks ago. It was actually the first episode of All Elite Dirt Sheet that we got to talk about Swerve turning heel and taking out Kenny Omega. We haven't seen him since. He makes his return here, setting up probably for Dynasty, Kenny Omega and Swerve going back at it. But another really cool surprise on this already amazing show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was expected. Remember, Kenny Omega was a Capcom because he signed a contract with them. He's out there. He had to do the whole gaming thing, the events for them. So he flew. He made it right on time. And I'm wondering if he got in exactly on really in time. That's a long trip from Japan to LA. That's not a really. Hey, I don't know, but yeah, I'm with you. I think it is going to happen at Dynasty. The story's going to pick up from there. We'll see at Dynamite for sure. How the story's going to start from there, from Dynamite heading into Dynasty. The one thing, like I said, this man, Tony Khan, 2 years ago, switched his shit around. And now he's doing it right. Because this year, I feel like this year, what he did, especially that big gap between Revolution and World's Ends, he didn't have much. He didn't, that's a huge gap. But it gave him the chance to write the stories heading into these upcoming events for
a good reset.
Exactly, and that's what they needed. And he played it smart. The man played it smart. That's why I give him his golf clap. I give him his golf clap because he's playing it smart. That gap helped him to get stories ready for the upcoming pay-per-views. So by all means, man, I'm stoked to see a rematch between Kenny Omega and Swerve at Dynasty. I'm looking forward for that.
Yeah. Speaking of rematches, next up we got the AEW Women's Tag Team, AEW Women's World Championship match, 2 out of 3 falls. This is a match I was really looking forward to. We had Thekla defending her title against Kris Statlander, and I got to say, I've been saying it every single week. Thekla is growing on me. I'm so glad, first of all, just to jump all the way to the end here. Thekla retained the title. I'm so glad she retained the title because she has legs on this title run. 8 legs. She's a toxic spider. I really think that she's going to be a great champion and probably a multi-time champion in this company. But I said it during the watch along in the comments. She has been such an underrated pickup from AEW to add her to this women's division and to see her really blossom into who she is today and really do well and have the world champion and just, killer promos and her aura. She's aura farming like fuck every time she's out there. Yeah. This was a great matchup. Her and Kris Statlander put on a hell of a matchup. Thekla got the first fall pretty quickly. Statlander got the second fall. We had a little, shenanigans happening in the final fall. Ref bump. We had the Sisters of Sin come out. But in the end, still your world champion. Thekla wins this matchup. TK, what's your thoughts on Thekla and winning this matchup?
Well, my thoughts on Thekla. I love Thekla from the day she debuted and just took out Jamie Hayter. I was like, who is this woman? I didn't know much about her from Stardom, but man, she's fucking fire, dude. Everyone dogs her promos. I think her promos are just exactly what they need to be, dude. I love Thekla. I think the match itself was very good. Maybe one of the weaker matches on the show, to be honest with you. However, that's only because to me, in a 2 out of 3 falls match, if that first fall ends like in 3 minutes like that, I think the match is just set up to fail. So I think in my head, I was like, I wasn't so big on that. I get it. As a pay-per-view, you have so many 20-minute matches already going on. But I like to think about a 2 out of 3 falls match to last like a good 30 minutes to give them some time, let that first fall go, and then just kind of let them build from there. I guess that's my only nitpick about it. But Thekla winning was definitely the right choice. Tekla's going to hold this belt for a little bit, and you guys are going to be real upset by the person who takes the belt off of her. She'll be a face when she comes back. She's going to be a face, and she's going to take the belt off of her. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not surprised we were going to say it, and I'm going to lie to you. I shit you not. I was expecting for her to show tonight. Why I say that? Because her man was there. So he was in the Battle Royal. So I'm like, all right, if he's here, she got to be here. If the lights go out, that means we're going to see her coming as a face. That was my mind exactly, that we're going to see a feud off now with Monet after the belt against Thekla, which it fits, to be honest, because Thekla, I get your feeling, Puppy, for the match. I know it didn't get you as much, but you got to think about it too at the same time. This is where Statlander's confidence was on the line, not just only on herself, but it started since Saturday. For her to give hit me with the belt, and getting whipped by the belt is to build her confidence. It's like she felt she lost that. So for the way I get you, I get what you mean, that the 3-minute pin, for the first fall that quick, what the hell's going on here? Was the story is to her questioning her confidence of if she's able to be a champion again. And that's where we saw that, and it didn't happen, unfortunately. It was building up, and it wasn't happening towards the end for Kris Statlander. Now she's gonna go back into it and say, "Hey, she's gonna go ape shit," just like how you said about Hardy Cameron. She's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna see that from Statlander down the line. She needs to find that anger, that rage again. She doesn't have that anymore. So that's why I get the story how it is. You see the promo that Thekla did with the pictures there, stomping on them. It's all here. Basically, the storyline of this is about Statlander's confidence and mindset. That's what it was all about. And imagine you could have that with Monet the same, because Monet left AEW with her talking to herself in the mirror. The same thing, confidence. So Thekla is more your role of, yes, I got you where I need you, and I'm gonna continue telling you that you suck. Even though you said it yourself, you suck. I'm gonna tell you myself that you suck, and that's what it's about. And I like how she's doing it. I've been in love with Thekla, seeing her in Stardom. The faction she had, she was a faction with Blake Monroe back in the time. So it's there's a history. So this woman has the mic skills. The woman is basically the female version of Gunther. They're both from Austria, so it's there. So I'm excited to see what we're gonna get. Who is the next one to step in line? If it is Monet as a face, I wouldn't mind it. I think it's gonna be a good story. So I'm actually as much as I don't want it, but hey, I'm what I always say here about what we do here. We're analysts. We analyze everything. So it's just I'll give it a shot. Why not? I mean, we'll see. I don't know who else is next in line. Who else could we get? So
I think what Steven said right here is probably correct. We probably get one more match at Dynasty. I think a cage is a perfect way to go between them. Obviously, we had the Sisters of Sin interfere off the rough bump today. So that you know how Tony Khan gives away free matches on TV all the time. So that very well could be a Dynamite match. But Dynasty is only about 3.5, like 3 weeks away at this point. It's April 12th, I believe.
Yes.
So I don't know, 4 weeks away. So it's not that much time to build to a new challenger for Thekla. So I can see Thekla and Stat getting a rematch on Dynasty.
Yeah.
I like the cage idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Cage idea. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, you're right, but it's about 4 weeks away, basically. So they got a month. Yeah. Which you're right. It's gonna be too quick to build a new challenger. So to keep it the same, to end it, the one last time between them two and the steel cage match works. I'm with it. I think that'd be the best option would be a steel cage. I'm with it.
Yeah, most definitely. Next matchup on this show, another really good matchup. AEW Trios title matchup. It is Okada, Fletcher, and Davis putting their newly won, 2 weeks ago, newly won Trios titles against JetSpeed and Mistico. This matchup banged, man. This was such a great matchup. It was exactly what it needed to be. Just a whole lot of fun. Mistico, such a legend. I know people were still giving him shit about his run at Sin Cara. Fuck that. He has made up for that run so many times with his work in CMLL and his work in MLW and AEW, the shit he's done in Ring of Honor. Mystico is such a freaking legend, and he showed off and showed out here. I love the fact that all three men was wearing masks, right? Even JetSpeed, I thought that was a nice touch. And I thought it was funny how they took off the mask of JetSpeed, and it was like they removed the mask, even though we already know what they look like. It wasn't like it was any disrespectful luchador, rule of thumb, don't take off the mask thing. It was just a fun matchup, a lot of fun. In the end, I was shocked because I thought this was an easy win for the Don Callis family. I did not think that coming off of them winning those titles in the main event of Dynamite 2 weeks ago, we were going to see them drop the Trios titles to JetSpeed and Mistico here. But I'm so glad they did, because this was such a smart way to take it away from Hangman, remove him from that situation, and then keep it on JetSpeed, but give them a new partner to go with. This team is awesome. And then after the win, also, they put on the big screen that Mistico now is all elite. We're going to see a whole lot more of him in AEW. He probably has a dual contract with CMLL, which is what they're doing with some of the guys in New Japan. If I'm not mistaken, Dave Finlay also has a double contract. So this was just
Gabe Kidd does actually.
Gabe Kidd, not David Finlay?
Yeah, Finley's is full. He's fully signed with AEW. Clark Connors is fully signed. The only one that has a dual contract is Gabe Kidd.
And it's smart for them to do these dual contracts, right? So cool to see Mistico here. He's all elite. He's already a champion. Trios titles with JetSpeed. This was a phenomenal, awesome matchup. And yeah, all I could think is Mystico's a legend, like a pure legend, man. Ivan, what do you think?
Man, I'm happy for him. I got a little emotional for him because he was emotional in the ring. To see him, his screen, and he's all elite, and he was a little bit. He was very emotional. And this man has for sure a dual contract. He's a junior. He's currently a junior heavyweight champion CML. He's also a trios champion for CML, and now that he's a trios champion here for AEW, the man, 43 years old, like how you said. I don't blame him. It's not his fault what happened there. They just did it at that time. They didn't know how to book Latin stars. That's always going to be that problem over there on the other side. They don't know how to book Latin stars. Now they currently now know how, because it took that long, but those years ago, that wasn't his fault. And he found himself fighting for him to regain that original name back from CML, and now he officially got it back. He finally got it back. He became again what he is, Mystico. And now keep in mind that Mystico 2 was Realistico. That's where he became Realistico. That's when they were fighting for the name. the feud, and that's how he became Dralistical. And that's why
Really?
Yes.
I always be asking these questions, dude. I had no idea Dralistico was the Mystico. Oh,
it was.
I've been dropping knowledge.
Damn,
he was.
He had no idea.
Yeah. So when Mystical left for him Sin Cara, Dralistical was Mystical number 2. There was another one, number 3, but that one didn't work out. I forgot who it was. I was one of the families, but it didn't work out with them. So
and then didn't he go to like AAA? Mystical went to AAA and couldn't get the name. He was like Mystices or something for a little bit.
Mystices, Yep. That was number 3. So that was Mystices. That was actually Chikara. Yeah. You're right. So he couldn't get that name, but now that after everything, he finally went back, got the original name back, and he's the original one. He's the number 1 original Mystical, and I'm happy for him. 43 years old, still got it. I know in the beginning of the match it was kind of like a little bit, botch it here or there. That's fine. It happens. You're getting your rhythm. So he was slowly getting his rhythm because, come on, you're flying from Mexico here into a 20 by 20 ring, not really compete, more used to competing at 16 by 18. So, of course, he got to hit his rhythm back, and we saw, a couple botches from him, but it's fine. He did great. And I love it. Congratulations for him that he's all elite. Congratulations, he has a dual contract. And I got to hear what he said in the post conference because I know they had him there in JetSpeed, so they translated for him. But what I heard, just a little bit of it, I heard that he was really happy and he's stoked to be here. He will represent the company that he could represent CML. So he's very excited what he's going to deliver for the product. And so am I. I'm happy for him. And I'm very, very happy for him.
That's awesome, man. TK?
Love it. First of all, I had no idea it was 43 years old. That's fucking crazy. That dude moves around like he's 25, like Steven said. Second of all, dude's entrance is just one of the coolest entrances in all of the game, dude. I don't know any of the words. Papa, you can sing it to me later, tonight, whatever. But just listening to that shit, dude, it just makes me feel good. Like him coming out just makes me feel good inside. I don't know what bad there's thing to say about JetSpeed. For a while there, I thought Kevin Knight was going to take the pin again, and I was like, damn, dude.
Me too.
Like what? They're just building to this heel turn, right? Like that's what they're doing. Now they're like, scrap that. They're gonna put the belts up. It was a nice way to get the belts off of Hanger. Hanger and those guys, JetSpeed, should have never been trios champions in the first place. Like that was just really goofy to me. Horsecock. I mean, I like the name, but like in itself was weird, dude. But it was a nice transition. You get the belts. You give Okada's resume a little more prestige. You give Fletcher's resume a little more prestige. You get Mark Davis a fucking title, as we were just talking about 2 weeks ago. Put a title on Mark Davis. Well, they put a title on Mark Davis. It's like he's listening to us or something. Dude, and that man is nothing short of phenomenal. Like Mark Davis needs a singles title run sooner than later. I know, or let Doyle come back and let them get the tag titles at some point. Either way, I'm fine with it. But Mark Davis needs to shine on TV each and every week. Dynamite Collision, I don't care which one. He needs to be on TV every single week. And Kyle Fletcher, holy shit. Dude, this guy is so crisp with every movement. Everything he does is just so fucking pristine. Meltzer's over here talking about he's going to be the best in the world in 3 years. I'm hard-pressed to find fucking 4 wrestlers better than him in the world right now. And, like, you got Ospreay on the same TV. You got Bandido on the same TV. You got Takeshita on the same TV. Find me 5 better than him, dude. And this show rocked, and there were so many great wrestlers on the show, but that's how fucking good Kyle Fletcher is. And again, I don't know too much about Mystico, but they really, those 2 head-to-head encounters in the ring with Okada and Mystico really felt special, and I'd like to see that one-on-one sometime in AEW.
Hell yeah. I'm with you 100%. Fuck it, we got to see that. Them one-on-one, at least for that, international belt. Actually, the national belt. It's an international. It's international, right?
International.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind seeing that on a Dynamite. Okada, Mystical for that international belt championship. Oh yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. Fuck yeah.
100%. Every time they were in the ring and any interaction they had tonight, it just felt special. You have one of the greatest Mexican wrestlers of all time mixing it up with one of the greatest Japanese wrestlers of all time in America. Just amazing, amazing. Next up, we want to talk about international talent. We want to talk about great Latin talent. We got to talk about Andrade versus Bandido. This was insane. Like, I feel like I am just like a broken record here. This match was great. This match was insane. This match was phenomenal. But this match was just, like I said, exactly what it needs to be. Absolutely insane. both these guys were aura farming like fuck, right? The aura that Andrade walks around with now, the confidence. We talked about the confidence that this man has is second to none. We never seen this type of Andrade, not in WWE, not in NXT, not in New Japan. This is an Andrade who is free. This is an Andrade who is feeling himself. And this is an Andrade who knows how good he is. But then you also got Bandido. First of all, the look was phenomenal tonight. Shout out to his Super Dragon, mask that he was paying homage to being in California. As soon as he came out, I was like, that is awesome. Super Dragon, PWG, gave me, instant Netty vibes. I was so excited. This was such a good matchup. The innovative spots that we've seen here from both men, right? Especially Bandido. He did a move at one point. I don't even know what you would call it. Like, I know during the watch along, Justin called it the glitch. Dude, he had him up on his shoulders. He had Andrade up on his shoulders, and then he did like a back kick, kind of like the whole windmill kick that Jushin Liger used to do, but from the shoulders. Like, what would you even call that?
It was like a my apologies interrupt you. It was more like a go to sleep Pele kick combined into one.
Insane, bro. And then doing the 21 plex from the floor, like Andrade was like stomach first on the mat. He, usually the 21 plex, they're like holding on to the ropes. He was stomach first on the mat, does a deadlift 21 plex. The innovative movements that we've seen in this match was insane. Also, both these men taking off the pants, I got excited. I was like, whoa. I wanted to take a selfie with Andrade, and I'm happily married. Phenomenal matchup. I know that Bandido is Ring of Honor champion, right? And maybe this leads to something in Ring of Honor for that title. I know he's champion, but the right guy went over. Andrade is still fresh from his return to AEW. He's putting on phenomenal matches. He got a couple big wins in the month of February. He needs to keep this momentum going. I could see him wrestling MJF for a world title maybe sometime in the next couple weeks. That's how much Andrade is doing right now. He's doing such a good job in this role as just a top guy in this company. I love this matchup. I have nothing but great things to say about it. TK, take it away. What did you think about this?
Bro, first of all, I texted you during the middle of the match. I go, what a sequence. I don't even know what moves these guys are doing, but just the sequences back and forth between these guys was insane. The counters were insane. The moves were insane. When Andrade took his pants off, I definitely got movement somewhere. I'm not going to say, well, it was, dude looks good. Like, he looks good. And Dinero looks like you're in the room with me because I wrote down for my Dynasty card, it will be MJF against Andrade for the world title at Dynasty. Now, listen, I didn't think that MJF versus Andrade was a big enough match for this show. But Andrade has built himself up so big the last 3 weeks. Like you said, man, I had no idea he had so much charisma. Like, we've seen him in NXT. We've seen him, like, different variations of him. This guy is special. This guy could be world champion. Like, if they put the world, they won't. But if they put the world title on him, I wouldn't fucking care. I'm like, yeah, Andrade is a world champion, dude. Sign me up. The match was phenomenal. Bandido, I'll say over and over again, just like Kyle Fletcher, just like Takeshita, top 5 wrestler in the world. And you had Will Ospreay there. That's 4. That's 4 of the top 5 wrestlers in the world. Name me a 5th. I don't know. But those are the 4. Those are like the 4 to me. And that Bandido, does he put on a bad match? Has he ever put on a bad match? Like, this man.
I've never seen that ever. Ever seen him but delivered a bad match? No, I never seen that. But
yeah, the man is
definitely.
Good. Yeah, Poppy, take it away, bro. I spoke, man. I'm good, dude. That's all I got on it.
Well, I mean, I can't add more. Like, you pretty much know the coffin. For me, I can say is like, this is like Sombra, really from back in the days of CMLL, Sombra of Andrade's version of Lucha Libre, Bandido style, of course, Lucha Libre. Scary fucking moves they did tonight. Scary that it was like, even when Andrade was almost, his head right in that, in that rope, in the third, the bottom rope was scary. I was like, oh, I hope he's okay, because that looked scary as shit. Hoping he didn't break it. Like, I was scared for his neck. The shit that he did to Bandido as well. This is so, oh my God, it was just shit. I was just scared. It was scary. I was cringing. It was like, I was just cringing watching the match. Oh, it's just too much. But it didn't hurt him at the end of the day for that, Bandido. I know what you mean, Dinero, about him. Maybe Andrade going to bring him on a world title. I'm with Tim. I'd rather have Andrade go for the world title than Ring of Honor. I think that I don't know if it's the right call for Tony Khan wants to move up Bandido just to make making him a full AEW and give that Ring of Honor title. I would give it to Rush, in my opinion. Roosh should have that title.
Mhm.
And he's a former Ring of Honor World Champion. He did a fucking great
Twice.
job in Ring of Honor twice. I would have given back to. I would give it to him. Have him run it. Where even Shane Taylor. I love Shane Taylor. STP, another man right there. That why not? I'm not saying Bandido.
What about Blake Christian in the swirl, baby?
Like Bandido already paid his dues in Ring of Honor. There's nothing left there in Ring of Honor for him to do. I mean, I would rather just have him move up. And okay, it's gonna suck. They'll be part of like in the mid card title, but doesn't matter. What else he needs to do in Ring of Honor? There's nothing much else to do in Ring of Honor.
Nothing.
There's nothing else. I would just pass the belt down to Roosh or Shane Taylor. Give it to one of them. That's what I would do. But I'm with him. Andrade versus MJF at Dynasty. I'm for it. I'm actually for it.
Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to the chef in the chat, man. Thank you so much for being here, Brian. Gosh, man. At this point, I just wrote down like mid-show right here. This is why AEW is head and shoulders against all competition right now. I don't care what anyone has to say. This is why AEW is where the best wrestle and why they have the best wrestling show in 2026. It's insane. People are going to say I'm a hater. People are going to say you're tribalistic, blah, blah, blah. I love the WWE. WWE is not putting on shit like this. I'll be hard-pressed to think that WrestleMania could put on a show this fucking good. And we're not even done. We're not even done because we have the co-main event. I didn't even know this was going to be a Tornado Trios match, but it's a Tornadoes Trios match. The Dogs, Clark Connors, Gabe Kidd, David Finlay versus Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong. Dude, another just batshit crazy matchup. Crazy spots that we saw here. At one point, Gabe Kidd tied Darby Allin's necklace to the tag ropes, and they were just destroying this man. There was a move here. I think Clark Connors hit a spear before that onto Darby Allin to the outside that it just looked like Darby has a death wish. How this man walks away from these matches is insane. But, the tag team tangent between Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong, loved seeing that, especially that story of that developing, because the last time we seen them in a match teaming up, Roderick walked out on Orange. He didn't want to team with him. Now they got double team moves, which is really cool. You had just David Finlay looking like an absolute megastar in there. Gabe Kidd looking like a maniac. Clark Connors looking like he's too cool for school, crazy shit. At one point, Darby Allin did that, like that ollie drop with the skateboard onto Gabe Kidd, and it looked like it hit him on the back of the fucking head. How did he walk away from this shit? It's insane. Another crazy matchup. How do you put a matchup this crazy before a main event that's a Texas death match and both still deliver and doesn't feel like overkill? I don't know. Great matchup. Ivan, talk to me.
Well, man, what can we say? The only thing I can tell you that before we even hit live, when we were doing the intro, Gabe Kidd go ahead and interrupting Tony Khan, pissed off of Darby Allin what he did for him. And during that, Tony Khan said, okay, let's do it then. You want a coffin match on Dynamite? Let's have a coffin match. Darby Allin, Gabe Kidd in a coffin match.
Let's go.
Oh, like Wednesday?
That's going to be fun.
Yes.
Wait, so we get a Tony Storm, Marina Shafir street fight and a coffin match between Darby and Gabe Kidd on Wednesday?
Let's go.
Yes.
This guy doesn't stop, dude. He doesn't. It's
going to be another great episode of All Elite Dirt Shit.
Yeah, he's good. Well, that's why Gabe Kidd went there interrupting him and then cursed the fuck out of him off and told out Tony Khan. And that's when he said, okay, that sounds like a great idea. Let's just do it then. Let's do a coffin match. Dynamite Wednesday. What do you think, Renee? I think, okay. So it looks like we're going to get it. We're going to get
when you have that much talent. Yeah, when you have that much talent, that much depth, you could do this shit weekly. Like, you could have these big matches weekly because look at the amount of talent that they have. And everyone talks about how, they have too much talent. They have too much talent. It's because of this. They could do all these matches every single week, and these pay-per-views still feel special. Sorry to cut you off. I just had to throw it out.
No, you're good. You're good. It's just, I was like, whoa, already? Damn. This is the aftermath, the coffin match. But I get it. Gabe Kidd was tied up, of course. And I said this on a watch party. Man, Gabe Kidd looks like Edward Norman from fucking American Society X. That's what he looks like to me.
Oh, American History X?
American History X. There you go.
Yeah,
he looks like him. Oh, my God. I know. And he looks like him. That's why I'm like, shit. I was going to say that last night in Collision, but I forgot to say it. So I'm like, I really brought it up today on the watch party. He looks like him. I'm excited to see that. And I'm happy. Like I said, I'm happy for David that he chose he made the best decision for him. I'm glad that he chose somewhere where he was perfectly fit. And I know I probably said before, like, there could have been a lot of what ifs what you could have done with him in the E. But to read the offer they gave him, it's like a slap in the face. That's I don't like that. Whoever it was at the end, if it was either Mike Shapiro or Nick Khan, whoever gave him that offer, if it was Skippy, I should just slap you in the face for that, because the man has credentials, what he's done in New Japan, from a young lion to becoming what he was in New Japan. Amazing. Now we're going to see him here. Hello, Jay White, where are you? We need this revenge. He's the one that kicked you out. If you remember, Jay White, this could be the civil war between the War Dogs. I ain't going to call them the Dogs. They're the War Dogs to me. They're the War Dogs versus the Bang Bang Gang. Give me that. I want to see that. Is where I want to see. That's a rivalry between Jay White and David Finlay to see. Fuck yeah. But this match was amazing. Great stuff. Good to see finally Roderick Strong to get his highlight momentum. It's been a while we haven't seen Roddy to get his momentum in a matchup, especially here in a Tornado 6-man tag. I'm happy for at least Roderick Strong. For once, he and his wife tonight got highlights. So happy for them. They deserve it. Roderick Strong, former PWG World Champion. I'm so happy for him that he said he got a momentum. And at least Orange and Darby didn't take the spotlight away from Roderick a lot. They made him get his shine, and he got it. So happy for him. Good win, good match. So, man, I'm just excited. I'm very excited what's going to happen next. That's all I'm really excited for.
Yeah, most definitely.
So many stories you could tell, Poppy, coming off of that, like you just said, dude. Bang Bang Gang against the War Dogs is going to be awesome. Could the War Dogs add a fourth member to their crew? Who would that fourth member be? There's a lot of different shit that could happen there. I mean, Dinero and I spoke at length about would Roderick Strong turn on Orange and Darby today and join the War Dogs? Is he the leader of the War Dogs? No. Finlay looks so fucking good. And and I'm an asshole because originally I said I didn't want Finlay to sign with AEW. They have way too much talent on the roster. Let him go do his thing in NXT for a little bit, go up to the main roster in WWE. Oh, thank God he didn't do that, dude. Wow, man. The leader of the Birthright? Fuck, get out of here, dude. I just thought you could pencil him in his NXT World Champion like right away. Like his debut, he's wrestling Ricky Saints or Joe Hendry the next day, winning that title. But so glad that's not the case. So glad we have the War Dogs. Yep. Tony Khan's good, man. Like, you think about this, right? And like you said earlier, so many dual contracts, which is cool too. But man, you're looking at Mistico and Okada, and then you got the whole War Dog faction here. And I mean, how many others, right? That he's brought in Mortos and Hechicero and Mascara Dorado. Like, this guy is fucking finding the best of the best around the world and bringing it into this company. And literally, we're the best fucking wrestle, dude. It is where the fucking best wrestle, and it's not close. This match was phenomenal. Roderick Strong is so good. I've always loved Roddy. He is so phenomenal. He's so crisp and sharp. But it was great. My kid, two of his favorite wrestlers are Orange and Darby. The fact that they got the win, he was marking out like crazy. It was great to see him excited and happy. I love the double team moves that Roderick was doing with Orange, just kind of throwing him around, using him as a battering ram. And then what did he do? When they got the double team tandem finisher win, he threw Orange's ass on top and said, "Take the win, kid." Also, Clark Connors looked phenomenal in that match, dude. Like, you got Finlay and you got Kidd and you got all these other guys, and Clark Connors is kind of like the guy to take the pin, I think. But dude, Clark Connors looked phenomenal, including that spear to Darby.
Oh my God, that was nasty.
Nasty.
That was nasty. Oh yeah.
Damn, Steve-O in the chat with another fucking golden comment. Kyle O'Reilly joining the War Dogs.
Oh,
what?
What?
Yo, I'll give him mine this time. Here, take this pen. It's not as good as it probably doesn't glide like Tim's does. This is more of a cheap one. But as long as you're writing the storylines, that don't matter. God, man, that sounds insane.
Shout out to King Hueco right there. What's up, hermano?
Yeah, the dogs are hardcore as fuck. I agree, bro. Yeah. Definitely agree. You want to talk about hardcore as fuck? You want to talk about insane? It's time for the main event. We got to talk about this Texas death match with the added stipulation: if Hangman loses, he never gets to wrestle for the world title again. Not just for MJF's title run, ever again. This was insane. First of all, the entrances were phenomenal. Hangman coming out with that trumpet player and showing like the paying homage to all of his Texas death matches in AEW history was great. Really cool entrance. Then we got the video package from MJF, which was just comedy gold. You know, him doing like the old Western and then pissing on the grave of Hangman Page, coming out to the Terry Funk attire. Dude, the Terry Funk attire. I was popping for that. I love that. I don't even know what to say here, man. Like, think about every crazy deathmatch spot that you could think of, every crazy deathmatch weapon you could think of. From, you know, you got your regular hardcore stuff. You got the tables, and you got the chairs, and then you got the little bit more advanced. You got the glass, and you got the barbed wire. Then we got the real niche deathmatch shit, like the skewers and the light tubes, and we had explosions. We had everything, man. This matchup was absolutely just fucking nuts. I didn't know at one point, were we watching a wrestling matchup or were we watching the new Saw? It was just so fucking brutal, man. Like, I know a lot of people was cringing at the syringe spot. I like that spot just because it was a callback to the spot with Swerve Strickland when Hangman did that to Swerve. Now Hangman has to have a taste of his own medicine. This was just absolutely insane. Like, I think that if you want to talk about all the crazy hardcore death matches in AEW history, this is by far the number one. I for a long time put Moxley versus Hangman at All In last year in that number one spot for crazy hardcore matches in AEW. This was blowing that out the water by a lot, by a whole lot. An absolutely just batshit crazy, brutal matchup that went about like 40 minutes. I was looking at my clock. It was like 12:20. I'm like, this pay-per-view is not even over. I'm supposed to go live in 10 minutes, and it doesn't even matter. I'm like, fucking keep on going. Keep the match going. It was crazy. In the end, by the way, before I even talk about the end, the callback to the dog collar matchup with CM Punk and MJF that took place at Revolution 2022. Just amazing spots, stories being told within the matchup, callbacks being told with the syringe, with the dog collars, and just absolute brutality. In the end, though, MJF is still your world champion. MJF walks away. He stands on top of the corpse of Hangman Page, who was on a stretcher. And adding insult to injury, Hangman Page can never wrestle for that world title again. That's the big story coming out of this. I don't know where they go with this. Hangman Page is someone who's always been around that world title scene. Hangman Page is the moral compass of AEW. I think Tony Schiavone said that on the show. How do you have this man continue his AEW run without having him in the main event scene for that world title? I know we talked about Andrade, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, and all like how crowded the main event scene is right now. But it's just hard to believe that we'll never see Hangman Page in that spot ever again. Just absolutely batshit crazy. Ivan, talk to me about this matchup, man.
Oh man, where can I start? I mean, I thought in the beginning, I honestly thought when this match was booked, I thought we're gonna get someone interfering in this matchup. First person that came to my mind was Swerve. I'm like, oh, we're gonna get Swerve and Hangman again rivalry. This time it's the opposite. Swerve being the heel and the Hangman being the face. But I'm glad it didn't happen. If anything, MJF needed to win. He needed this win. And the way he won tonight, impressive. And to beat Hangman at his own game, on his own Texas Test match, he needed this. And this is where MJF needed to prove that he's able to do something. Fucker out of nowhere, though, caught us up. But I caught it first. You heard me during the watch party. Fucker used the fucking ring. The fucking ring and hit punched him in. That's where it's like, that son of a bitch. And like, I didn't even see how he pulled it out because the camera angle was focusing more.
I was going to ask you, did you see him actually use the ring? Because I didn't see him actually use it. I didn't see the actual ring being used. I just saw it on his hand. You saw the...
Okay. He punched him before he was like hanging him. And isn't it apropos, not to cut you off, but isn't it apropos? You have all these crazy deathmatch weapons. You have all these crazy spots, and he goes back to the ring. He goes back to the Dynamite Diamond ring that wins the matchup. Insane.
Exactly, because the angle was pointing at Hangman, ready to do the finisher. And then by the time that he got up, you saw that right hand punch, and then started hanging Hangman. And then you see the aftermath that he was laying in the ring, like laid out tired. And you guess when you saw the ring, like I saw the ring, like motherfucker, use the fucking ring. He used the diamond ring, and that's how he won the match. I gotta give it to him. I'm telling you, like, he needed this win, and like how you said, Brother Nero, like the man is stacked with feuds coming up this year. He has a lot. But we saw when he made his return, won that fatal 4-way, won the belt. We got who was trying to go after the belt: Swerve, Hangman, Omega. We got them, even Joe, but Joe's right now probably filming, Twisted Metal season 3 because they are doing a season 3 for sure. I'm excited for that. So then with the return of Will Ospreay, there's a lot of stack stories for MJF. I don't see him losing this belt. Probably, maybe. I've been saying this. I'm gonna continue to say this. There's only one man that should win this belt from MJF. Like I said, I don't mind either one of the guys that I've mentioned, like Ospreay. I will let Ospreay, but there's one guy, and who is not going after that belt. That it should be MJF going after him. Come on, face me. Get me this title with me. No, I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't not really. No. Take it from me. And it possibly does happen. And that is Darby Allin. Darby Allin should be the guy. Because if he's not interested in going after that world title, make him get interested by MJF going personal on his ass. And he's one of the 4 pillars, right? So what better way to MJF gone through the biggest stars, like one tonight, the next couple events. What better way to go after the guy who doesn't want a title shot? That'll be a hell of a story to tell. And then it's going to get to Darby to the point to be like, now you're going too personal. You got involved in my personal life. Now I'm going to go after your fucking belt. I'm going to take that shit away from you. I didn't want it, but now you're making me want it now. So I think that'll be a very interesting way for Darby to win that fucking belt. If it's not by World's End, probably by the following year, Revolution. Fine, I'm okay with it. But matches, I don't know. This match, I can tell you, this is like ECW, man, but this is way worse than ECW. I mean, I don't know.
I've never seen anything this extreme in ECW, and that's
exactly. I haven't seen this much extreme, but man, you got to give it to both of them, man. They stole it. They closed out the show how it's supposed to be closed, and I'm glad there was no interference. I'm glad MJF won it by himself, one way or the other. Yes, I wouldn't call it cheating because it was pretty much anything goes, right? But he at least won it. Fuck it. Good for him. Now I can't wait to see how's it going to show up on Dynamite. And what's going to happen with Hangman not getting the title shot anymore. So I'm just stoked of this Wednesday's Dynamite. This Dynamite is going to be the one I'm very interested to see how they're going to tell these stories and who's next in line. If Andrade's the next one, we're gonna say it right now. Like TK called it first. He called it here tonight. That Andrade was the first one, baby. Which I don't. Like I said, I'm down with that too. I really want to see Andrade and MJF. Diamond Steve, let's go. But Matt, I can't say what match of the night. Hardcore style will have to be that, and Takeshita Moxley second. I mean, it's hard. It's every match delivered. Honestly, all the card delivered. I was not disappointed at all. Great. Could we say it was the greatest pay-per-view of 2026? By far. But there's still more. We got Bar coming, baby. So
it's gonna be a hard one to tell, honestly.
Yes. No bad juju, Steven. I've been saying that forever because Darby needs to win. He's a set of example for kids as well. He's the guy gone through a lot. Why not? That's why I said Darby's name. But yeah.
I love that, Poppy. I mean, Darby was supposed to have Hangman's story, but Darby wanted to climb a fucking mountain instead of winning the world title in AEW because, let's be real, he was supposed to beat Moxley. Hangman took Darby's story. Like, that's what happened. Now, I love you, dude. Everything that you just booked there was fucking insane. I'd like to just elaborate and keep going there. I do think it's going to be Ospreay still, but what you just said was fucking pretty perfect, dude. And what also, another word you said, impressive. That's what that match, dude. It was impressive, both guys. The fucking fortitude, the stamina, the physicality. Yo, Hangman straight up fucking took a fucking light and just smashed MJF right over the fucking head. And this dude just like, I'm fine, over his back, I'm fine. Did you see their backs after being fucking torn around in glass? barbed wire. I mean, Dinero, you ripped off all the weapons. I'm not going to recite it again. But, dude, Hangman just beat, like, MJF did some work to Hangman, too, but Hangman obliterated this motherfucker, dude. Absolutely obliterated this motherfucker. In the match was phenomenal, dude. It's probably definitely top 3 match of the night. You could argue it was the best match of the night. I could talk about this match for like 30 minutes. I'm not going to, but I could talk about this match for like 30 minutes. It was absolutely perfect. I thought a couple of times they were going to get themselves out of the Hangman stipulation by having both guys be down for 10 seconds. And now usually, I'd complain about that. But I had thought that if both guys would have been down for a 10 count after the belly to belly off of the stage through the equipment, I would have thought that would have been a good way to end the show. No,
that was it. Yeah.
No, we're just going to go back to the ring and MJF's going to do his thing. Hangman's going to do it. After the buckshot, I thought it was over. After the buckshot, I thought Hangman was going to win. But dude, the way it ended was perfect. I didn't see the ring come out until after he was laying there. I just thought Hangman passed out pretty fucking quick by being choked. Now it made sense as to why he passed out so quick. But maybe the best thing of this whole show, and this show was phenomenal, was Hangman's face hitting the fucking camera, dude, and having that blood of Hangman. My kid kept asking me, and y'all listen, I covered my kid's eyes like 5 times during this match, dude. Like 5, my kid's 5. I covered his eyes like 5 times, dude. The syringe spot. You actually seen water coming out of that syringe. He was shooting water out this dude's exposed cheek. I'm like covering Jameson's eyes. I'm like, no. But, dude, it was so good. The ending, my kid kept saying, he's like, can you get the blood off the TV, Daddy? I'm like, no. I was like, it's on the camera, dude. You can't do anything. It's like, it's on the camera. It is so perfect that his face smacked the camera. They're picking him up, and Max stands on his ass holding the belt to end the show. Dude, the show was fucking, I'm going to sound like a broken record like you said, Dinero. I don't care. The show was fucking perfect. Perfect fucking show. And I'll give my grade in a second. I'll elaborate then. But it was a fucking perfect show.
Yeah, like that spot with the blood on the screen, you couldn't make that up. Like that was just by chance, by accident that he hit the camera on the way down. But it was just so perfect that it happened that way because you had that extra effect of the blood-stained screen. Awesome. But you know what? Let's do it. It is time to give our ratings. Here we give out of 5. I'll just go quickly. For everything I said, for saying that this is head and shoulders above everything that I'm seeing right now, for saying that this is, in my opinion, the greatest AEW pay-per-view of all time. And I've seen some great ones. All in, the first one in London was phenomenal, right? All Out 2021, where CM Punk made his first matchup in AEW, and you had the debut of Danielson and Cole. That was by far my favorite pay-per-view for many, many years. This one topped that. I don't know if there's an AEW pay-per-view that is better than this. And I don't know if an AEW pay-per-view could really top this. But I'll tell you what, for what they set up tonight, there is a whole lot of things that could top this because they are setting up some really fun stuff. This is, by far, in my opinion, a perfect score. I don't like to get perfect scores. I usually find something where it's like, oh, I could do without this or I could do without that. I couldn't step away. I couldn't look away from the screen for a second. I looked away for a second because my wife was making brownies. I was like, oh, they're done. And then my father was all like, oh, I'll take, and I'm like, look away. I'm like, oh shit, Ronda Rousey's on the screen. What the fuck? Cannot look away for a second, right? Amazing show. Like King said here, it was a straight dime. I'm giving it a strong 5 out of 5. Not one thing I would change on this. From the surprises to the crazy action, pure wrestling, title matches, title changes, and a batshit crazy main event to top it all off. I don't know if you could get better than this. Phenomenal show, 5 out of 5. Ivan, hit me with it.
I gotta go with it too, man. It's 5 out of 5. Perfect show. Nothing disappointed me. Everything went really, really from the beginning, from even the pre-show to even now, man. It's just so much good fucking shit. Off subject with that though, there's something that I need to say, you guys, that caught my eye. That I'm gonna send it on the debate chat. I screenshot it. So look at that. She responded.
Oof.
A fan said, we have returned and debut after 4 different matches tonight, but when is the return starting? Staring at us is the face that we don't get it. Britt Baker, come home. She replied, not up to me.
I gotta know what's going on behind the scenes there. There's got to be something that happened because
Her
Tony
Max-
was really big on Britt for a
her and
long
Max
time.
got into it, bro. MJF called her. I think, when that tweet he said yesterday, she's included in that tweet. It was Punk. It was Rusev. It was Malachi. It's Britt Baker, dude. Dude, she thought her. And I'm not there. We're not there. We don't know shit. But in my opinion, and I'm maybe one of the biggest Britt Baker fans out there, Dr. Dean. Love Britt Baker. But at the end of the day, I think that she definitely overstayed her welcome because listen, her shit didn't stink the first 3 years of that company. She was the girl. She was the woman there. She was the top of the line. But then how many other women did they bring in? A shitload. And let's be real, is like as good as Britt was, it wasn't like she was great in the ring. She was just good because she had good character work. They actually brought
She's not Tony Storm.
No, right.
She's not a couple of
She's not a fucking. She's not a lot of these women, man. She's not a lot of. She's not an Athena, right? She's not a Mercedes Monet. Like she's not any of these women, dude. And I'm not gonna sit here and dog Britt, but I think at the end of the day, they just want her gone. And I don't think we're ever gonna see Britt Baker back on AEW TV. We'll see her in NXT before we see her in AEW.
100%. Like I'm with Poppy on that because it's true. MJF's tweet was meant for her too. Like I said, we may not know the full detailed story of it, but in the end of the day, it bit her in the ass because her ego, and that's what it is. Like I hear you. You know, Tony Khan did vouch for her, fight for her. That was her first, signee. Good, great. You did great. I'm not saying she didn't do anything bad for the company. Credentials is there. However, when you let your ego get to you so much, it's gonna come and bite you in the ass. And MJF made a solid, point of what he tweet straight out, and it's true. And this locker room where it is right now has nothing but been looking great. The additionals that they got, it's smart moves. Like I said, I don't know what got to Tony Khan's head. I don't know who did that. It made. I'm glad that he kind of pushed himself away from the other creatives that works with him, and instead of them leading the charge and telling these stories, now that he finally said it himself, I'm the one who's doing it. I ain't involving no one more. I'm glad he's doing it. He just fucking deserves to do it, and by far they've been great. And
no more drama. They're finally back to cooking on all cylinders. No more drama. No more backstage bullshit.
I absolutely, and I feel like he really learned from his mistakes 2 years back, and probably prior to that, he learned his mistakes. It's his first company that he's starting, so of course he's going to learn as we're learning on a daily basis, and the man is playing it smart. I'm glad he is, especially with him doing the myaew.com. Great move that he did that for the internationals. Well deserved. And now even for us too here in North America, because you're able to get now Ring of Honor pay-per-views, Ring of Honor highlights there if you can't get the Ring of Honor app. So there's a lot of this man, he's playing it smart. He knows what he's doing. I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with AEW. They did ask him, I was reading, as you guys were speaking, reading about the Ronda, if she signed, she's not. It was just to welcome her. That's it. He did say, we'll welcome her. She's welcome anytime here. So don't get your hopes for the chat. I'm saying don't get your hopes up or down that she's going to sign. No, she's not signed. So he clarified. So
I want it full-time weekly for the next 10 years.
No, hell no. I don't want none of that. This part-time. Find one time a tag team match. Her and Marina Shafir versus Timeless and Mina Shirakawa. I'm okay with that. I don't care. I just don't want her to be there full-time. Like I said, I'm not hating on Ronda. I like her. It's just that you two, man. All the shit that you say, on your blogs, on your shows, you talk shit about pro wrestling. You talk shit about, Dana White. It's like, man, it's gonna come and bite you in the ass one day, man, when you're going to go broke, and then, hey, can I get a job? Like, no, because if you talk shit about a product, you gotta watch what you say, But I'm not saying, of course, you're more than welcome to say whatever you feel, but sometimes you gotta watch it because it's gonna bite you in the ass.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. TK, what are you giving this show?
Oh, dude, Again, I couldn't have said it any more than I've said it the whole fucking hour and a half we've been on here. But first of all, before I give my grade, I just want to thank you guys all again for tuning in. You guys have fucking rocked, dude. We're still over 70 viewers right now. A lot of you guys over on Twitter, please swing over to YouTube. Circle of Debate on YouTube. We're live 7 days a week. Watch alongs for every single major wrestling show. So please swing over to Circle of Debate. Smash the like button on this video. Most importantly, smash the subscribe button to the channel and turn those notifications on because we are live daily, multiple times a day. So get at us. We appreciate you guys so very much for being here. Still, like 2 in the morning, a lot of places, like Dinero, 2:43 in the morning. My God, you're an animal. But I'll be quick with it now. Sorry, Dinero, I'm gonna break the scoreboard. I know you said 5 out of 5. I'm gonna give it. I'm going 5.5 out of 5. I don't give a shit. You could not do a better fucking pay-per-view than they put on tonight. In my opinion, this is the best AEW pay-per-view of all time. I was at All Out 2021. In Chicago. It was fucking phenomenal. The debut was great. The cage match between the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks was phenomenal. And I got to see CM Punk's return match in wrestling after 7 years. Phenomenal show. This was insane. I could have watched like 3 more hours of wrestling tonight. Like sometimes like there's a little lull. There's no lull. There's no stopping. Dude, Cope and Christian coming back to start. First of all, Jack Perry getting the win to start show. Phenomenal. Cope and Christian coming back then. Sick. And then you got Ronda Rousey just showing up. Sick. And then you got Will Ospreay coming back, sick. And you got Kenny Omega coming back, sick. And we sat here and we talked over and over and over again about the AEW roster and how stacked it is. And I mentioned earlier about how they went and got the War Dogs, and we got Mascarado Dorado and Mistico and Hechicero. And I forgot about the Rascals. All right, you just brought all 3 Rascals in from TNA. So, like, he's doing a great job of finding all of this. Lena Kross, like, all sorts of talent, right? Thekla, Megan Bayne. These are all new people to this roster. He is finding them and implementing them beautifully on his roster. Dude, the roster is almost completely healthy. The roster is all we're missing is Adam Cole, and we might never get Adam Cole back again. We got Jay White. He's coming back very soon. Samoa Joe will be back very soon. Wardlow, I guess, but Wardlow's going to be hurt the rest of his life. So, like, literally the roster is almost completely fucking healthy. So I guess what I will say, and I don't want it anymore because the way Tony Khan is booking so beautifully, I guess Hangman's only out is if they go brand split. And the AEW World title then splits to 2 AEW World Championships, and Hangman Page can no longer challenge for that AEW World Championship. Because at the end of the day, they got enough talent to do fucking 2 complete brands. Do I want 100%. Them to do it? Not anymore, because I like the diversity and all the matchup possibilities that they have that they're doing right now. But at the end of the day, Hangman's out is doing a brand split title over here. But that's a story for another day. 5 out of 5 out of 5. Fucking perfect show.
Yeah, Hangman would make a very good Collision World Champion. For sure. But nah, definitely, gosh, man, this was such a fun show. This was so fun to get on here after the show and chat with you guys. Yo, the chat is blowing up. The people, 73 people in here right now. It's 2 o'clock. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely insane. We appreciate you all. Like we said, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Catch us here on Wednesday for a new episode of the All Elite Dirt Sheet, but catch Circle Debate every single day of the week. We got Raw Dogging with Dinero tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. We have watch-alongs for NXT, SmackDown, AEW, TNA, every major show. We got the freaking Maple Leaf Pro watch-along coming up in 2 weeks. We do it all here. Make sure to check us all out. Follow on Instagram at AEW Podcast. TK, where can they find you?
Hey, man, you can find me here. You can find me on Twitter, I guess. I'm not really on Twitter, but at the Tim King Show. But you can just find me here. If you can ever find TK, you can find me here each and every Wednesday on the All Elite Dirt Sheet. I will be back Tuesday around 5 Central Time. Streets and Dylan. Chopping it up, predicting March Madness. Oh, I'm an asshole. Go Team USA, baby. What a fucking night, huh? Dude, we got a 5 out of 5 fucking Revolution pay-per-view, and we got Team USA going over fucking the Dominican Republic.
Yep.
Beautiful baseball game. It was just a beautiful baseball game. I had my 2 TV set up all day. It was awesome.
I'm heartbroken over the loss for Puerto Rico yesterday, but it is what it is.
Oh, that was a tight. Oh, that was a close one. That was a close one. I know Italy going tomorrow. Italy, Venezuela, I think tomorrow night. It should be a good game. But yeah, we'll be back. I'll be back Tuesday around 5 o'clock Central with Streets and Dylan predicting our March Madness brackets, talking about the World Baseball Classic Finals, Team USA representing some NFL, maybe some WWE, and a little bit more. So, but again, fucking blast, Dinero. Really appreciate everything you do. And Poppy, bro, you're the best. You are the best. You're the GM. You're the president. You're the greatest, motherfucker. Keep motherfucking doing what you do. You are fucking him, baby. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Oh, yeah. Man, how many hours? I don't know.
You just put in the full shift. You just put in full 8 hours, and you started at 6. It's 2 here, but yeah, your shift. You put in a full 8-hour shift tonight, Poppy. Hell of a fucking night, baby.
I know.
Iron Man.
Yes. It's like, better than work before, but I'm used to it. I love it. But yes, obviously you can find me here as well. Find me at Circle Debate on social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, obviously here on YouTube as well. Follow us here. You can find us on TikTok as well too. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot coming up, of course, this week. He said starting tonight, obviously raw dogging with Dom and Friends with benefits. Tuesday night NXT. But before that, we're going to have the Game Breaker Sports on. We opening up the Tuesday night for Taco Tuesday. And then we have Wednesday as we have triple header, World Elite podcast, followed by Dynamite, Watch Party, The Aftermath, and with All Elite Dirt Sheet here tonight. Thursday, we do have TNA Impact and the Royal Impact, Friday Night SmackDown, and we'll see what's the plan for the weekends. We don't know. But Saturday, I know we have following Saturday, we have the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, where Brother Nero will be with our Poppy right there, Henry, for that Saturday afternoon. And then Sunday, most likely we get Chaotic Chaos next on Sunday. And part of Notorious Gaming. See, there's a lot of things in this channel, folks. There's 7 days a week. Not only just we speak sports entertainment, gaming. We got it all here just for you. We are your ESPN of everything, folks. That's what we do here. And that is, we do it for all of you guys. Everybody in the chat, you guys are the MVPs. Everybody's watching us around the world. You guys are the MVPs for us, keeping us going. And we'll continue to keep going for you guys. And also, likewise, folks, do not forget as well to join our community. Everything is right in the bottom of the description. Join our community there. Join our school community. There's a lot of exclusive stuff you'll be getting that we are not going to be presenting here on YouTube. But if you join those tiers, best believe there's going to be exclusives and a lot of benefits of that too. A lot of giveaways. So join us for that. But I may be the Phil Jackson, I may be the Bill Belichick, but these gentlemen right here are my Kobe's and my Jordans and my Tom Brady's that handles this. So it's not a miss. I may be the founder, but these are my goal players for all of you guys. They do it for you. So thank them for taking the time here at this hour, breaking it down for you guys here, because it's all elite dirt sheet for you, baby. Game Breaker Sports, the Tim King Show, and a lot more coming here. I'll tell you that.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate you, Ivan. You've been on for like the last 7, 8, 9 hours now. Like, thank you so much for being here, bro. Once again, everybody, 82 people right now in the room. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you all. Bailey, I'm so sorry that you just showed up, but we appreciate you showing up. Also, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. Everybody in the chat, everybody here who's watching, we appreciate you all. I'm about to fall asleep. I love you all. Catch us here on Wednesday with a new episode of the All Elite Dirt Sheet. Peace out, y'all.
Like a